Hello, I'm Joe Maldonado, owner of Centers for Animal Therapies, otherwise known as CAT. CAT is an educational program that offers classes on animals, nature, and natural therapies and is open to the public. We'd like to welcome you to the Rescue for the Rescue team. We produced this video to help all of you in rescue have the best tools to do your job.
Body language.
I also invite you to go to our website at www.centersforanimaltherapies.com and see all that's available for you at CAT. I know you'll find something that is right for you. And I'm sure this 3-part rescue video will be most useful for you and for anyone who wants to achieve better communication with animals. Enjoy, check out our website, and I hope to see you soon in one of our programs.
I'm always an advocate of leashes, especially at this stage in any relationship with a dog. When a dog comes to me for any type of situation, boarding or rehab, he drags a leash around for a couple of days because it makes it much, much easier to have access to that particular dog, taking him out of a crate, doing things in the yard. It's just easier. I don't have to make direct contact with the dog. So there's a lot more trust that gets built quicker. And if the dog does have sensitivity issues, I'm not directly, encroaching in his space. So a couple hours have passed, there's a leash on the dog, we just take him out of the crate. And now this is your opportunity to tell this dog where bathroom is. He probably went to the bathroom when you walked him around the yard, but now what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the leash and you're gonna take him through the path that's out to his bathroom area, wherever that is. And what I do is I don't teach commands, but I add words to everyday actions so they become commands. So from the crate to the outside door, I'm gonna say outside. Outside, outside, outside. Very consistent, very cadenced, just very outside, outside. The word has zero meaning. I could be saying socks for all it matters. It has no meaning. It's just that I'm conditioning him to the sound. So I take him outside, still on a leash. I let him walk around, use the bathroom. When I see he's relatively settled, I'm going to drop the leash and let him walk around a little bit. But I'm going to stay in the backyard and keep an eye on him. There is no free time. There's no freedom right now. Freedom's got to be earned. So we've got the dog, we've walked it around the yard, he's having some free time right now, perfect. Let him smell around, do that for 20 minutes. In a perfect world, what are we gonna do next? Take him for a walk. Take him for a walk. Walk him around again, 30, 45 minutes, an hour, whatever you have. Bring him home, where does he go? Back in the crate, all right? And you're gonna repeat this as often as you can. We're gonna do this as much as we can, and then we're going to start to give the dog free time. All right? So we've taken the dog out of the crate, we've exercised him, we've taken him in the backyard, he's had about 15 or 20 minutes in the yard. Now we're going to bring him in the house, still dragging a leash around, and we're going to let him have free time in the house for maybe 30 minutes. And the reason it's going to be short is so we can tell him exactly what to do for every minute of that 30 minutes. Your dog that you just rescued may have never lived in a home. He may not know what a couch or a counter is. You may not know what a manner is. So don't expect them to, because expectations are killers, guys. Your expectations need to be nil. You need to expect this dog to know nothing, do nothing for you, and just not have an ability to do a thing. And then work up from there. Now as we start to get free time, we can enforce the rules. Okay, so let's say we don't want the dog to jump on the furniture. We've exercised him, he's been in the yard, he's in the house, and the first thing he does is he runs and he jumps on the couch. Well, he has a leash. Well, the first thing most of us are going to do is what? Down. Off. Don't do that. You're talking to him. You're also expecting that he knows the word. Your expectation is he knows the command off or down. It's a big expectation. So what we want to do is we want to tell him what to know immediately. So if he gets on the couch, hey. And right as he goes down, off or down. Because now you're adding a word to an action, down. All right? You get him off the couch, you wait for him to calm down. It's calm. Walk away. You have taught him, don't go on there. You've enforced it by waiting till he's calm, and then you've told him it's all over with by walking away. Little Lapdog Rescue of Central Florida had called me to help him with a dog that had bit all their volunteers. 8 or 9 pound Maltese or something like that. It had bit everybody. It bit like 10 people. Nobody could touch the dog. It was kind of unbelievable that everybody in this group had been mauled by this dog and nobody would touch it. So I went in to help them out. They were at one of the volunteers' homes, and there was about 6 or 7 people. Sat down and talked to them for a few minutes. So they took me into the garage where the dog was at, and I was kind of expecting this big ordeal. And this is where you guys need to know it starts. This is where the communication starts immediately. This is going to be the crate right here, okay? This side. And so she goes, here's the dog. And I look over at the dog like this, and the first thing you guys need to make sure, the first part that's taking place because you're having to observe something is your eye contact. This is the first part of awareness you need to be very, very vigilant with because your eyes are going to tell a big, big story to the dog. So just in the way that I approach you, I'm telling you a different story. Well, that's important, but I also need to know the story you're telling me. If I take this heavy approach and you're this story, I'm way too much, and I'm going to overwhelm you, and you will never want any part of me, and you'll always do this. That's trust. Well, let's say you're this, and I go, shh. I won't get respect. Okay? So the dog's in the crate, and based on the story they told me, I could kind of tell fear was the element. All right? If a dog backs up, ever, for any reason, especially when it's acting aggressive, it is not aggressive. It's afraid. But if you act afraid, it becomes aggressive. Violently aggressive, because it's afraid. If a dog is nervous and it acts aggressive and backs up, it's not aggressive. It's afraid. But if you confront that dog with fear, you will create aggression every time. All right? So this is where you want to read it. So I see the dog. I know he's a nervous, kind of fearful vibe, so I don't have to take this energy to him. So I take this energy to him. I walked in backwards. Okay? If this is volume 10, this is volume 0. My back. It doesn't have eyes, it doesn't have teeth. Right? It's volume 0. So I come in and I just sit here with my back to him, and when he stops barking, pull up a chair, sit next to the crate like this. Now I'm sideways. Still not looking at him. I'm not talking to him. If you go in with your voice, really for most of you, it's actually a nervous mechanism. It's kind of the nervous laugh. People talk all the time when stuff gets intense. Well, you're trying to make yourself feel better. Well, be aware. I'm not asking anybody to be perfect. I'm not asking anybody to change who they are. I'm asking you to be aware of who you are. Honestly, who are you? Who are you? So at this point right here, the dog is mellowed out. I'm thinking, okay, what I'm going to do is open up the crate, and I'm going to put a leash on this dog, and I'm going to take him out. I open up the crate, and he jumped in my lap. I didn't do anything. I didn't touch him. I didn't do anything. And it was just simply because I didn't do what everybody else did. Everybody was walking up to the crate like this, and then the second they got here, the dog would react. Well, some people were expecting it because hey, I'm going to be the one that goes and gets him. I'm good with dogs. And they told me I'm going to go get this guy, and they go here. Oh, okay. Whoa, big fella. Whoa. All right, so that first thing right there, dog already got power. I took a step back. And the dog is, it's power. Every time the person goes, whoa, the dog goes, he's getting ready for it. And so the human's going, gosh, I don't want to get bit, I don't want to get bit. So the human's thinking about getting bit. They're projecting bit. And that's why they got bit. I projected help. I want to help you. And my message and my projections matched. Everybody wanted to help them, but their intention, their message.